You know, I was ready for anything, but not for such hatred to break out in the world. It turns out that the world was full of hatred, not love. That's what this crown has revealed. People who have lived together for decades, raised children and grandchildren, and suddenly fights are erupting in their homes. They hate each other so much. Look at all the riots happening in the world. You see what's going on in America. The riots are destroying everything, and it's all over the internet. Such hatred with all the smearing on social media in every place possible, between countries even. My question is, what can be done about it?
What can you possibly expect from the world created by sheer hatred? It is written, I created the evil inclination.
How could the world have developed with such hatred?
That's how it developed. What good that was there came out of hatred. In other words, I love what I love. I get closer to what I want. Everything was dictated by my hatred.
But there was no such hatred before.
Egoism is hatred. Hatred of what is different from me.
Is this what hatred is?
Toward anything that doesn't agree with me. It is not made for me, doesn't benefit me, doesn't concern me, no matter what or whom, from zero to minus infinity.
Alright, we can live this way, but to hate another so much to the point of eradicating him?
Hold on a minute, I don't follow you. There's but a single force in the world which is hatred, and there is no other force. And what we call love is self-love. Does it mean that I love anyone? This is the opposite of hatred, but this is not love. Love is a totally different quality. It is the nature of the Creator.
And this world which you just described has a right to exist?
It has a right to exist precisely so that we would appreciate, justify, and be amazed at this upper force of goodness and love.
It turns out that we're facing a mirror from what you've just said, to see who we really are.
We'll come to a serious recognition of evil in our world, to a state where there is no escape, of being pushed into a corner with nowhere to run. And from such a hopeless state, when we don't even care whether we live or die, it seems clearly unimportant. It is from these states that we will begin our ascent somehow. That is, to realize that we must be above life, above death, above egoism. We must be above all of this. We must live with some other purpose, some other feeling.
There are so many works of art in this world to inspire people, to infuse them with something positive. You and I grew up on such warm, feel-good movies. Back then, egoism was obviously not that rampant.
They did a number on us. How they misled and confused us. What did they lead humanity to? Like a guide who leads you into profound darkness, which he thought to be light.
What would have been better?
Better?
Yes.
The truth is better, bringing humanity to nature out into the open.
To stare such truth in the face? Such truth for an unprepared person? How so?
It would have been carefully made. It would have been accepted, taken in, and internalized.
To reveal truth is to reveal human nature? Does it show one's true nature to a person?
Yes, our human nature. If from an early age a person understands his true nature, he starts behaving differently. At the very least, he is cognizant of his nature. He's not operating under some false goals. He lives a very different life.
From what you've been telling us, are we to conclude that this is what we must start working on right now?
We'll start working on it out of necessity.
Beginning from elementary school or even daycare to start discussing human nature?
Yes.
Really? Only to reveal that human nature is evil?
Yes, of course. And you'll have a totally different perspective on looters and politicians, on your friends and family, on everything.
Meaning that I will have no hatred towards them, that I'll understand that it is their nature? And then what?
You'd want to discover our true nature. Then you'll see the same egoism in everyone, and would want to rise above it.
Is there at least a spark of love in this world? Something had to stir it into motion in this corrupt world of ours.
This spark inside a person needs to be revealed, sensed, ignited, like coals that get fanned out to catch a flame.
Yes, indeed.
This is the only way, but it's not easy. This is such a spark. Suddenly the Creator becomes important to you.
The Creator?
Yes,
That is a high level, the creator.
It is indeed. There is no other way.
Will a person just discover the sensation of the creator?
Yes, meaning there's something in my life that I just can't give up. When I can part with everything else, and I would do anything just not to be disconnected from him. Although this would still be on the egotistical level, for my ego not to separate me from the creator.
Will I understand what he is, or is this too hard to explain?
Will come later.
But would I be able to tell that it's him,
Yes.
even without fully grasping it?
Yes, there's something that starts being very important to me, not even in my egoism. There is a new substance that arises in a person.
Can this only come out of the recognition of evil, the state you're describing?
Yes, everything spiritual that appears and builds up in us, and everything we associate with the Creator, and with our connection with Him, with adhesion to Him. All of this is built on our ego.
So is it good to aspire towards evil, to feel it inside you, or not?
No, it is only possible when you aspire towards good. Good is above evil. It is above the nature of this world, above us. It turns out to be different from what we thought it to be. Good is being outside of yourself as an egoist. Rising above yourself, you acquire totally new qualities from the outside.
In other words, I must pull myself up to this degree that I don't see or know which exists, and I have to pull myself up?
It has to dress in me. It has to simply enter me.